say. On your website, you have many courses, and you have some free videos that I would encourage people to actually try, because you
Sure.
go through the elements and you go through, the five elements of the wood, the earth, the fire,
Mhm.
air, and last one,
Metal.
metal. Of course,
Metal.
I
Yeah.
always forget metal. I don't know why. Um, but I have to
You have to
say,
spend some time with it. You have to spend a
so
lot of
that's
time.
exactly what it's saying to me. And I actually started doing the free videos, and I have to tell you, even after the first one, I felt better. So I would encourage everybody to go onto your site just to look and see how powerful the techniques are. Incredibly powerful. Um, and can we talk a little bit about your courses and what you offer? And
Sure.
I mean, just talk about sort of, you know, if people are need healing,
Sure.
how can you help them?
Okay. So I work on a few different levels with people, and first is just helping people get through imbalances. So when they have conditions or when they have serious injuries or simply problems that are just not responding to traditional medical models, I'll usually work with them in tandem with their doctor, or sometimes if they don't want to do that at that time, I'll work with them just on this work, and I'll help guide them to get to a stronger spot by understanding their energetic internal environment and balancing it out. And I'm also working with people on teaching them. So I do mentorships with people in training them, let's say weekly, to understand how to use their force for business, how to use it for athletic performance, how to use it for
Wow.
whatever's ailing them so that they can become smoother and stronger in their perception of reality and their execution of their force and their actions.
Wow, that's pretty powerful. I mean, there's a lot of people out there, especially right now, with businesses that are fluctuating, and people in corporate who totally feel out of control energetically. Um, do you have a story that you could tell us about somebody that you helped in business?
Yeah, yeah. So there's actually quite a few right now that I'm working with,
Hmm.
um, hedge funds, and I've helped them to specifically get connected to their understanding of how they're operating. So, for example, when I have a team of people that are not operating at their best with their electrical forces, then what's happening is they're not thinking right. So when they go to make deals, when they go to um, bring in clients, their energetics are not right. They're worried about their families. They're worried about money. They're in a stress, fight, or flight state, and they have no idea how to get into an internal, authentic state of power. So what happens is they're conflicting with each other. Even if they say to themselves in their minds, let's go do this and we're ready, and they get a couple of quick tips, they haven't trained their energetic force to operate in a place where it's still, it's powerful, it's refined, and then they can start to move past illusions. Because what happens a lot of times is we go into desperation, especially in businesses where you have to acquire funds quickly, move those funds, make more money. You start getting into the neurotic or anxious parts of the mind, and you lose the ability to instantly connect to your force and really see deeply from a state of health and wellness.
Right.
So when I work with a lot of these people, it's also getting their bodies in shape. So for example, if someone has constant allergies, they are not going to be operating optimally on your team. They are going to have nervousness in their body. They're going to be focused on their pain. They will not be able to give their all. And one other piece is they don't know their all yet until they go into their electrical force and actually spend hours and hours feeling what they have. They don't know what it is. And so by
Right.
getting in touch with that and then learning how to communicate and interact from a state of purity and a state of really coming from your truest sense of power, wow, can you make great changes?
Mhm. Are there daily energy practices that a person could implement right away into their lives?
You must. We must.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we have
Uh,
to, right?
absolutely.
And if
So
somebody didn't know what to do, I mean, once they open their eyes, are there some things that are very simple that they could do?
yeah, first thing I always say is when you wake up in the morning, drop right into your force. Go as deep as you can into your breath and into your heart until you feel locked into it. So you're
Yeah.
looking for a magnetic lock where your electrical force locks into a specific zone in space in your lungs, and then you hold that force stable so that you can immediately get rid of all the goings ons of
Yeah.
the dreams, the negative energies on the planet, the stress that you're subconsciously carrying that you've built up, and start with that. Then start
Yeah.
with breathing. Then you can open your channels. Then you go through the practices of working with your elements, standing on the earth and using the positions on the video where you develop a relationship with them and you start to refine them. So perfect example would be, let's say you get up in the morning, you've just been through stress or trauma, or you're worried about things. The first thing you do is you anchor yourself deeply in the earth. You may spend 5 minutes, you may spend 20, and you circulate that force through your body until it's locked into your brain, locked into your bones, in
Hmm.
your heart. And then once you feel like I have this, you move on. Because what happens is later in the day, your nervous system will jump again and you go back to your power. And you say, I have earth. I know how to use that. And I'm going to use it right now.
Oh, that's really, really powerful. I know I keep saying that, but it really is powerful. Um, yeah, there's a lot of people out there who really are, because they're in home and they're isolating right now, and everybody's coming up with these aches and pains,
Yeah.
and they feel that they're being very sedentary right now.
Sure.
Um, how much is meditation? Um, how much does that impact? Um,
I think meditation is profound. It's just a question of, because meditation can encompass so many different ideas or
mhm.
practices. It really just depends on what are you doing. Because
Yeah.
sometimes something that I find that could be very helpful is sometimes I'll work with people where they're meditating and they're quieting their mind, but they're not accessing their force. And so
Right.
what happens, they get to a level of like, I'm calm, but that if you're not accessing your force on a deep level, then when the forces go off, you won't know what to do to fix them. But at the same time, you can meditate with your force. So a lot of the exercises that I'm teaching are force exercises, but they are a meditation because you can't do them unless you're in a stable, quiet, and very focused state. Your force won't move from a nervous space. And
Mhm.
it's something I could tell clients for a couple of years until they get it. Meaning that because you a lot of times we're conditioned to go into that panic. So you have to almost tell yourself that I have another part of myself that's just not that. It's not inclusive of that panic. So I just move into the other space, and you train yourself to go into that meditative or that force zone, as I'll call it. And then from there, you make the changes that you want.
That's beautiful. Can you leave us with some words of wisdom for a better energetic life?
Sure.
I'm sure
Work
you
with
have
the heart.
lots.
Where
You have
what
lots.
comes what thank you. What comes to the moment is, don't let yourself get weak by what's happening around you. Work with your strengths and understand that within you is tremendous power that's literally in you. It's inside your body, it's in your electrical force. And although we can go through challenges and pains and fears and stressors, don't allow yourself to believe that you are weak on a core level. You can build your strength back up in any given moment. And whatever is happening to you, even if it feels like it's been there for 30 years, 40 years, it's happening now. And you can change things in the moment. If you put your force and your internal strength toward it, you can make changes right now. If you come at it from your panic and your weakness, it won't move. So take love in what is strong in you and hold that courage all the time, even though sometimes you may not feel it on every level. It's always anchored in you.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Sifu Matthew. We are just honored to have had you here, and we look forward to you coming back and
thank you.
and talking to us some more. If you would like, please, if you'd like more information about Sifu Matthew, sorry, you can visit the martialartsofwellness.com, on Instagram at the Martial Arts of Wellness, and on YouTube at the Martial Arts of Wellness. Many thanks again, Sifu Matthew, for being with us today on Yin Yoga Lifestyle.
Thank you so much. It was an absolute pleasure.
And please don't forget to check us out at yinyogalifestyle.com for free yin yoga videos, and where you can sign up for online yoga classes and receive your first class for free. Let us get you started on your daily yin yoga routine. It's that easy. Thank you for joining Yin Yoga Lifestyle, adding enlightenment, calm, balance, and creativity to your everyday life. I am your host, Colette Darville. Join us next time to continue our journey of balancing into a state of perfect harmony. Until then, this is Colette Darville, reminding you to inhale, so, and exhale, hum.